Hello, everybody. It is time for a Lamley showcase. You are looking at the Lamborghini Miura from the second Matchbox Best of World release from, what was it, earlier this year? Maybe late 2016, early 2017. The Lamborghini Miura was part of the six-car set from the Best of World series. Kind of hard to find, didn't hit a lot of stores, but this followed up the first Best of World series that one of the highlights for me was the BMW 1M. This is Matchbox's premium series currently. Front, rear details for the most part. Two-piece wheels. This is the, some people said this looked more like an off-road tire on the BMW 1M. So Matchbox went out and did something a little daring, and they borrowed reel riders from their friends across the hall at Hot Wheels, put these real Hot Wheels reel riders on the Lamborghini Miura. They put more reel riders on the BMW M5 police car. That one was I love that one. Pretty brilliant. So I love the Lamborghini too. And then, of course, they put those same reel riders on and even used Spectre Flame paint on the Porsche 911 GT3. So that was pretty exciting, and now the third set is on its way. I have heard from a couple of hobby dealers, well, one in particular, wheel collectors, that they are shipping and on their way to them. So I'm guessing that by the end of this week, early next week, we will see the first of the new batch of Best of from Matchbox. And so we are going to preview it here. Matchbox sent me these models actually several weeks ago, a couple months ago now. And I thought it was prudent to wait until we knew they were coming and they were going to hit. And now that we know, I thought we would show them. When we were going to start with the Alfa Romeo Giulia Sprint, and this is an exciting return of the Alfa Romeo. I remember, well, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's start talking about this model and the series first. 5 cars in this set instead of 6, so they'll be doubling up on one of the models. I'll tell you which one here in a little bit. Alfa Romeo. This is the Giulia Sprint. I have talked about this one in a previous video. Matchbox did the casting. Alfa Romeo approved it. This was way back in 2007. They released one in red, then they released one in white. Then they wanted to do them in different colors. They wanted to do one in green. And Alfa Romeo said no, because this particular Giulia Sprint GTA had only been released in white and red. And so from there on, they required that Matchbox release him only in that colors. No variations, no pearl white, no metallic red, white and red only. So after a while, Matchbox just gave up and said the casting is done. Well, they've brought it back. It has returned in white in a premium version with the two-piece Matchbox wheels on it. You tell me what you think of those two-piece wheels. We'll talk about those in a little bit. Now, this is in some ways a repeat of this premium Alfa Romeo from the Best of International series from maybe 2008, I'm guessing. The only reason we know it's premium outside of, the only reason we know it's premium is because it has that side clover, which means it got front tampos, side tampos, and rear tampos. But considering this is a plain car, that's how Alfa Romeo wanted it. That was all the detail it was going to get. They also took the chrome interior. Now, I'll go back to the new one, the Best of. They painted this one black. This one will remain chrome for the Best of World Series. Now, the reason there's a chrome interior, some people don't like that. I get it. It doesn't bother me that much because it means those bumpers are chrome, and that's why they did it. So in this case, they're not coloring it. But I don't know if this means the return of the Alfa Romeo, if we're going to see it some more. But considering I think the same rule applies, white or red, we will only see that one. All right, next up. Oh, which one? Let's go with another return of a casting that we haven't seen for a long time. The Bentley Continental GT. This model was released in 2007, same year as the Alfa Romeo. It was around for a while. It hit some premium lines like Superfast and Best of British, and then it vanished. And it's been gone for a few years now, but it makes its triumphant return. This one is sitting on Hot Wheels Reel Riders, as you can see. It's on the six-spoke wheels. And this one is more of in a teal blue. This is not a repeat. Now, in some ways, it's just another color. I actually went back and looked at my Bentleys, and to figure out what this one closely resembled, I pulled out this Best of British version, but it's more of a dark blue. This one has a lighter teal blue. So this is the first time we've seen it with the two-piece wheels, the Hot Wheels two-piece wheels. Now, this will probably be one of the last times you see the Hot Wheels Real Riders on these, because Matchbox has developed a more street-like wheel, kind of a GT wheel and then a mag wheel, and they have interchangeable tires. So they can do off-road tires, they can do smooth street type tires. So we will see that debut in the next premium series next year. But for now, they have borrowed those Real Riders again or used their own two-piece wheels. That's the Bentley Continental. All right. In keeping with the theme of returning castings, Dodge Magnum Police. Crazy to see this one again. This one was released, I believe, 2006. And then we saw it used a few times. Then it became a No, did it become a taxi? I don't remember. No, I don't think it did. It did carry surfboards at one point, and then we haven't seen that one again. That'd be cool to see. But this one has a separate light piece, which means it's the older casting. They haven't modified it, but because it's a premium series, they thought they could use it. Those are the Matchbox two-piece wheels on it again. This police livery is new for the Dodge Magnum. It isn't licensed, but I think it looks pretty good. In blue. Matchbox Police, or Magnum Police. Right, so that one is pretty cool. That's number 3. All right, let's keep going. Okay, this is an interesting one. Porsche 914, or you call it the VW Porsche 914. This one is also a bit of a return, although we did see this, what was it, maybe 2 or 3 years ago in a 10-pack or a 9-pack. But for those who have been collecting Matchbox for a while, you might be saying to yourself, I have seen this Porsche before, and it's true. This exact casting with this exact deco was released in the Lesney series, and I'll show you in a second. Let's look at this one for a second. Racing deco. Michael Giralda originally designed this one. And if you look, I'll try and show you here in the camera. Earl B. Comtha, I think. If you mix those letters up, you'll get something else on it. So try and figure that out. Hot Wheels Real Riders on it. Those are the GT wheels, which I think look pretty good. Now, you want to see how similar it is to the Lesney release? Check this out. There it is. Exactly the same. Maybe slightly lighter red, and then of course the Matchbox, the standard Matchbox disc wheels are on this one. You want to see these together? Well, first off, I'll show you. The Lesney edition is the last time that Matchbox did metal bases. So this one has a metal chassis. The new Best of World does not. Plastic chassis. That KKK, that is a code. Just so you guys know, I think it needs to be clarified why that's there. Notice the K12 right there on the back. That's the production code. These are samples that Matchbox gets to test, make sure the models are right. K, the letter K represents the year 2017. So because this is not a production model, they just throw the year in 3 letters instead of the typical code that they use. All right, there it is again. I'm going to put it. I just always want to clarify that, especially when they're using that those 3 letters. There, we'll let those 3 turn, and you can see how similar they are. Everything is the same. Well, except the interior, right? So base, the chassis is different. Metal on the Lesney edition, plastic on the new Best of World. And then the Lesney edition had a black interior. The new Best of World goes chrome. So that is model number 4. Last but not least, in this series, another old casting returns. And this is the one that will be doubled up in the cases from what I hear. It is the Chevy Blazer. Old casting. In fact, I wonder if there's a year on this. I'm going to look off camera. Yep. Look at it right down below, 1989. This one sits on Matchbox or on Hot Wheels Real Riders as well. Now this casting was modified for Lesney and it was modified to a metal base. This one goes back to the old plastic base, which has, if you look on that rear bumper, a little slot for a large antenna. Due to child safety concerns, they can't add the antenna anymore, and they weren't able to adjust the chassis. So it has that little slot for an antenna, but it will not come with the antenna. Just so you know. Okay, I want to see those of you who can figure out there is maybe an unofficial homage to a very popular television show with this one. So I'm going to let you figure that out. The greatest hint, just start looking at it. Look at the color and everything else. And the greatest hint is on the top. So I'm going to lay this down. What do you think? Unit 11. You gotta have something to fight the Demogorgon or whatever it's called. Okay, see if you guys can figure that out. What is this unofficial homage to? And if you know, leave it in the comments. If you don't, read the comments because someone is bound to figure it out. And if you don't know what show we're talking about, find out and then go watch it because it's super fun. All right, guys, that is the brand new Matchbox Best of World for the fall of 2017. Hitting hobby stores soon. I'm assuming other stores soon after. I'll try and keep people updated on lamleygroup.com. What I will do too is I'll do a box opening as soon as these arrive. I'll have A&J send me a case just so we know what the assortments are like, what the packaging looks like. I have not even seen it. I've only gotten the models from Matchbox. So excited to see that. That'll come soon. Talk to you later, guys. Bye.